Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on the Season 2 premiere of Humans Who Make Games, Adam Conover talks to comedian Ron Funches and Jean Goudon, creative director of the Assassin's Creed series. On Boogie Monster, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone share a perfect recipe for the quarantined cook. This week on Profiles and Eccentricity, they cover the history of the Coruscant Unity cult, folks for whom a flat earth is ridiculous because they believe it's really a concave shell. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for our full list of shows, featuring hosts like Joe Coy, Amanda Seals, Jessica Chobot, and Jackie Johnson. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arby and Dan. Benders, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you?
Population Weinbach.
It
Brent
is.
Weinbach.
What's up, brother?
Hi.
How are you, man?
Sir?
I'm all right. How are you?
We're good.
Great.
So the key and what we're going to try
And you? Hello, my friend.
what we're going to try and do today is Brent Weinbach is going to try and understand deeply why people are doing what they're doing, and we're going to see if we can get him to not side with the people.
Because I think that generally I can usually figure out where they're coming from.
Right. You want to understand.
I think the challenge is can I get stumped?
Right. Can you not figure out where
Yeah.
people are coming from
Yeah.
in their dumb odyssey in life?
Yeah, right.
You do believe that the world is getting dumber, do you not? Or no, you might not.
Well, I mean, I think that dumb people have always existed, as
True.
do smart people, and are we getting dumber? I don't know.
Do you think dumber's getting
No,
louder?
I guess we're probably getting smarter as the days go by.
Right. So, but you think you think we're getting smarter. You don't
Yeah.
think there's a larger group of the population that is getting dumber.
Well, no, probably not, I guess.
Wow.
Well, I mean, if you compare us to cavemen,
Sure.
well, we've probably made some progress since
We
then.
have made some progress, but really, have we?
Oh,
I think there's never been a more acceptable time to be uninformed and opinion-ated.
Yeah, it's like the combination
oh,
of
you don't-
crowd.
I mean,
and-
there's
you don't
a
really
lot
know
of-
what you're talking about? That's
No,
cool, man. I
true.
like how you said it.
But okay, so there is a wealth of misinformation out there.
There you
sure.
go.
And people are misinformed, and a lot of people
Unwillingly.
act like they know what they're talking about, and they don't. But more and more. But if you believe in the idea that everyone's reality is shaped by their own subjective perception of it, then everyone's right.
Yeah, there's no spoon.
There's no. I mean, the thing is information is always changing anyway. So
it is, and there are no. And what we've learned, if we learned anything in these last 2 years of our government, is that there are no facts.
True. No. Well,
There's nothing we can agree on.
Well, I mean,
There's
yeah, the
alternative
facts are your own. Whatever
yeah.
fact, whatever's true to you is truth, and you know what? And I'm okay with that, I guess. And I'm okay with that.
I don't
And
know
that's
if I'm
why-
okay
and
with
that's
that.
why I won't be stumped today.
Okay, so
we'll see about that.
Stump the Weinbach.
But
We'll see about
The facts
that.
are life.
But I was going to say, I
Facts
guess
are
that
life.
I do feel maybe over the years, I think people are in general maybe transcending their animal instincts a little more than they.
I think
did in
that
the
could
past,
be
maybe.
going
I don't
on.
know.
I think that could be going on in addition to what we all really believe.
I think for a long time in recent history, we've been accelerating into enlightenment to a high level. And I think for the first time in a long time, while some technologies have increased, I think the technologies taking over in terms of doing the thinking and the reading
dude,
and the
that's
figuring
true
for
too.
us, I think is making the muscle of the brain
That's
less.
true.
It's like the first time ever we were accelerating, and then we developed these crutches to help us go to become more knowledgeable, but we don't have to hold that knowledge.
Right.
You know,
It can
that's
just
totally true. That's true. And then at the same time, because of technology and the constant bombardment of distractions, that people are seemingly able to multitask better than they used to in the past. Because they're, even though maybe they're not, or they're getting better at handling more than one thing at the same time. I'm not.
I
able
text,
to do
drink, and
that.
drive all the time.
Right.
So I'm great at that.
So good. All right. Well, let's see if we can stump the Weinbach here.
Yeah.
Let's jump into a story right away, Dan. And
All right,
let's
this
see
was
what we
sent
got.
in by Mark Is at MRC_SPS.
We don't know what the definition
Mark
of
is.
is.
Mark is what?
Mark Is. Not
Marcus.
Marcus.
Mark is.
Mark
is.
Is.
Mark is.
Mark is. Excuse me. Arby's, a fast food chain that
I'm gonna
famous.
stop you right there.
Okay.
Is this a Greenlee?
No. It is from the Orlando Weekly.
Okay.
The
fine.
OrlandoWeekly.com.
Thank you.
By the way, real quick, did you know that, where the name Arby's come from?
Roast beef.
Yeah, roast beef.
They
Arby's.
spell out Arby's,
Yeah.
ARBYS.
Never
It's
thought of it that way.
Arby's,
Like
roast
roast
beef.
Roast beef.
Never thought of it
We
like
You
that.
didn't, Dan?
No.
I knew that.
No, I could leave
Supposedly
now.
that's the story, yeah.
I believe it.
World's getting dumber.
Plausible.
I will tell you this. It's funny that you said where's it from, though, because I meant to bring that up in this. So the Orlando Weekly, who's ever writing this article is done with their job. They've like put in 2 weeks or they're retiring.
And this is the assignment that came after I'm quitting.
Guys, here's the headline. Local dolt. Local dolt fails to rob Castleberry Arby's. You've already op-eded your headline.
But there is something great about like
Local
all
dolt.
these like high sort of society, like Castleberry.
Yeah.
Like we live in Covington Arms, and you know
Caspian
that's
Court.
like a set.
Caspian Court.
What is adult?
A dolt is a dumb dullard, an
Right?
idiot,
It's like a dolt.
Fool.
You fucking dolt.
fool, a dummy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dolt. I thought it was a children's
Putz.
animated movie about a dog.
Putz.
That was bolt.
Oh, it was a Bolt.
Oh, right.
Arby's, a fast food chain.
Chevy-
And you
Chevy
notice
Dolt.
too, also, I'm already kind of on this reporter side because they didn't say restaurant.
Definition of dolt: a
They
stupid
just said
person.
fast food chain. Oh,
All right.
okay.
Dolt People Town.
There you go. Arby's, a fast food chain that famously and unapologetically, quote, has the meats. What should they apologize for? I'm telling you,
Unapologetically
the person
has
writing this is moving.
Look,
Has the meats?
Has
Yeah,
the meats.
Has the meats.
Arby's. We
like-
have the meats.
It's like their take on where's the beef.
Yes.
Yes.
We has the meat. We has the meats.
We has
we
the
has
meats.
the meats, yo.
Doesn't that sound like your bit of the evolving of what was that? That was made me laugh so freaking hard.
Pronouns? and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had-
well, having a plural version of they,
Right.
So that to differentiate from the singular version to refer to an individual who identifies as such,
They has the meats.
or they's has the meats,
They has the meats. I'm just trying
That's
to do
a
it.
woke
or
Arby's.
they's have, I guess.
They's have
They's
the
have
meat.
they's have the meats. Yeah.
They's have the meats. They's
Well, that would
have
be
the meats.
That'd be the-
multiple
the
people.
group- the
But if it's-
many Arby's.
But if it's just
One
one
guy.
if it's one person, then it's
They has
has
the meat.
They has the
meats.
meats. They
Thank
has
you.
the meats.
Thank you.
Yes. that's-
And them hiring H. John Benjamin is my favorite thing.
I love it.
Actually, that is that is true. That's how that would be grammatically correct. Was that if it's one person who has
And identify as they.
They- and
yes, that
identifies as a they.
it would be they,
They
has
has
meats.
Mm-hmm.
They has
They
meats.
has meats.
But if it's and what I'm proposing is that if you do a plural version of they to differentiate, then and if it's multiple people,
It should
let's say
be-
a corporation or
Sure.
say it's Arby's,
Many Arby's.
many
Arby's.
Arby's franchises, then it's
They's
they's has
have-
meats.
they's have.
They's have. Sorry,
They's
you're right.
have-
They's
they's
have
have
meats.
meats.
They's have meats. Yes.
Welcome back to semantics. Actually, it's just good grammar.
Welcome back to anti-semantics.
Oh, there it
It's
is.
just Jews talking about semantics and Dan Van Kirk.
Arby's, a fast food chain that
By the way,
famously...
I'm sorry. One last thing
Go,
about
Dolt. Never
please.
last thing
Yeah,
it. Never
never.
last thing
about
it.
dolt. I was thinking that could be the opposite of an adult. You know, an adult
Is
you know,
a-
an
is
adult
a
is
dolt.
is
A
adult,
dolt.
adult, which is a. So if
Simple
an adult, it's so it is what the thing is, and an adult is not what a thing is.
Right,
so
right.
therefore,
Adult.
adult is a child, basically,
Yes.
because
Right.
an adult is someone who is not a child.
It might be
You're
where that all
acting
comes
like-
from.
Okay, so if you're acting like an adult, you're being mature. If you're acting like adult, you are not. You're an idiot.
Yeah, you're
an idiot.
or you're a child,
child.
or you're
Yeah.
immature.
Simpleton.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're an immature child.
Well, Arby's, a fast food chain that famously and unapologetically, quote, has the meats, is apparently a difficult place to rob, especially if you're an absolute dolt.
Okay.
Last month, a bold yet bumbling doofus. This person does not like
straight opinion.
Or he's had a run-in. He or she has had a run-in with
this. Or this is their like brother-in-law. This is her brother-in-law.
Yeah. Last month, a bold yet bumbling doofus attempted and failed to pull off the biggest heist in the history of Seminole County. Yes, someone tried to rob the Castleberry Arby's. Now you're being
now you're joking.
Funny. You're being flippant.
Yeah.
Let's make fun of robberies. All right. I'm only work for the newspaper.
On December 26th. That's always so weird.
Day after Christmas.
I know.
Wow.
Boxing
day after
Day.
Christmas.
The day after Christmas, you're going to go break into an Arby's?
It's the perfect crime.
Well, it's the day. I mean, you would suppose that people were buying a bunch of stuff on Christmas Eve no, never mind. Actually, that's Christmas
This is
Day.
the day after the day
It's
after
the day after
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, people bought all this Arby's to give as gifts.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of money at the Arby's is what I'm trying to get at here.
It would be great.
I mean, when people
to give someone a gift of a
Boxing Day
wrapped
is-
up fast food order.
He's trying to, again, justify and understand where this dolt
By
is
the way,
coming from.
Boxing Day, when people have to return all the roast beef sandwiches to
Well,
Arby's
I
that
guess
don't fit.
You're right. So 26 is actually the day they've returned everything.
All
the roast beef, all the meats. They're
all the
returning
meats.
all the meats.
Days return
I have a
all these.
gift receipt for these, so I would like to hand those to you.
On
You're
December 26th.
Only store credit?
Maybe he was robbing them for the meats. Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find out.
The unmasked suspect, that's already a mistake,
He is a
broke
dolt.
into the Arby's located at 1436 State Road
Put it on the walking tour.
436 next to Ross Dress for Less, which is the perfect
Why?
combo.
I
That's like
know.
a Pizza Hut Taco Bell. Ross
Yeah,
Dress for
Dress
Less and an Arby's.
Yep. We're going for it.
That's one roof. That's all you need.
I'm tired from digging through all these sales, and I'm hungry. Well, where can we go? Well, right here.
Well, do they have the meats?
Yes, they has it.
They has the meats.
And spent hours while managing to completely botch the heist in every way possible. I'm asking you this.
Hours?
How many hours do
really?
you think this guy screwed around trying to rob an Arby's?
Huh.
Do you want to guess, Brent? You can go first, Tig, which is second or third.
I mean, it can't be more than 2 hours.
Okay. I
Okay,
think
two from Brent.
two
Well,
from
here's
Brent.
the reason why I'm saying it's 2 is I couldn't imagine, it couldn't be 1, right? But it said hours with an S,
Hours,
so it has
right.
to be 2 then.
So you think the minimum number of
I
hours?
think this
Yes.
bumbling, unmasked dolt
Dolt and
of a
doofus.
and doofus tried to rob the place for 5 hours.
5 hours.
Thinking of new
For
ways
Randy.
to
Jay?
re-enter the
Just for
Castleberry.
fun. How
4
many
hours.
hours? 4?
I mean, it is a castle.
So unless it was some kind of dog day afternoon thing where they just want,
Attica.
they had hostages, I guess.
I'm trying to think of something.
One of you is exactly right.
Oh, so now we get to play the game of who do you think is
right?
exactly
Oh,
right?
I think you're right. Probably.
5
I mean, I
hours.
think it's more unbelievable.
What'd you say, Jay?
4. I
Okay,
think
I
it's
said
me.
5.
Randy?
I
who do
think
you
it's
think's right?
Jason. I think it's Jason.
Okay. He
I
spent,
think it's me.
Okay.
join in, Townies, because he spent 4 hours
Jason's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Okay.
But you were right in your thinking that it was
and
more.
botched the heist in every way possible.
I would
did he
say
do?
so if we're writing an article about it.
Okay.
Here's a picture of him. Look at him running around. He has some sort of pole in his hand, and he's in a few of these pictures. He's just straight up smiling. He's having the time of his life in this Arby's.
He looks like an adult baby.
Okay, I'm already figuring out a narrative here for
Okay,
myself.
good.
But go. Let's carry on.
According to the Castleberry Police Department, which sounds like that sounds like Candyland Police.
The Castleberry
Police Department.
It sounds like
Armed with just candy canes.
That's fine.
The suspect
mistletoe.
entered the Arby's at around 1:50 a.m.
Yep.
Okay.
After disabling the security system, he left the store, returned hours later with a blowtorch, and then attempted to bust open the safe until he eventually gave up around 6 a.m. He went and got a
Okay.
blowtorch.
Wait a second. So hold on a
So
second.
he broke
Safes.
in and he's like, "Ooh, I can't do this right
Is
now."
it safes or
Okay, so
saves?
does that count as some of the 4 hours? Is
Yes.
that him
I think
going
it-
to get the blowtorch
Yes.
and not being in the Arby's?
Yes.
So okay, so wait a second. So that does make more sense. The 4 hours, okay.
Yeah, there is some,
he wasn't,
like,
he wasn't
post-planning.
in there
Well, how
the
long did-
entire time.
I mean,
for 4 hours. No, he probably had to get the blowtorch, which is kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
I think he has one.
Well,
Maybe
not
20,
getting what-
25
maybe
minutes.
he lived kind of far away, and he had to go get the blow.
There's no traffic?
He realized, oh shoot,
It's
I needed.
1:50 in the morning. I'm sorry.
Okay, there's no
I'm going to
way.
argue that at most the blowtorch diverted for like 45
Maybe
minutes.
he went
At
to a
most.
far away. Where does he live? Because maybe he went far away so that he wouldn't be as associated. Or
Oh,
something
there you
like
go.
that, know?
Maybe.
See, actually,
Maybe.
there was some pre.
But then I feel like if he was that good, he'd have worn a mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, maybe he didn't need to wear a mask because he lived so far away and no one's going to recognize him. You know?
The Old West.
Security
Never seen it before. This bank robbery is going to go
We'll
unsolved.
put his picture up at the post office and we'll get him
At
down.
least 20 miles away. We can't find him.
Defeated, the suspect left the impenetrable meat fortress empty-handed. I'm telling you, this reporter quitting
Impenetrable
today.
meat
Fortress.
fortress.
It's a little out of the ordinary.
Well, this is, yeah.
Part of me wanted her to say meat forest.
Well, maybe this kind of publication is
Meat for it, I
geared
get there.
is more of a whimsical kind of, you know.
The Orlando Weekly,
Paper.
that feels hard-hitting.
This isn't Mad Magazine.
you're probably right.
No, the Orlando Weekly. It could be like the LA
The
Weekly.
Stranger. Yeah.
Or something like
It's
that.
the
reader.
village,
No, you're right.
the village voice of Orlando.
It's a little out of the ordinary, said Castleberry Police Commander William Nas. Or Nas. If you-
Nas.
yeah.
No, that's Nas.
It's Nas.
That's straight up
It's the
Nas.
rapper Nas,
It's the rapper
actually.
straight up Nas.
William Nas.
A lot of times we get someone who will run out with a cash register or a smash and grab and take off. But to spend time in there and try to break into the safe is intense.
So how many people, like at Arby's, the person who designed or said Arby's has to buy these
Sure.
non-blowtorch safes, the next day was like,
I told you.
Told you.
I told you guys.
What did I? Just a one guy
4
walking,
hours. I told
walking
you.
around corporate Arby's being like, what did I
Neil,
say?
Neil, I told you.
Martha, you said no.
Told
what did
you.
I say?
I
You
told
owe me
you.
$5 now.
Told you.
You bet. We bet. We
Told
bet.
you.
We shook. We bet on
I
it.
put it in the safe. Go get it.
Authorities believe the suspect, described as possibly Hispanic light-skinned male, is the same guy who used a blowtorch to steal $1,600 from a safe at the Almonte Springs Chipotle back in July.
Wow. So Arby's has the fireproof.
Yeah,
You know,
but Chipotle.
safe.
Chipotle's like an open book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Chipotle just
Chipotle is just.
they didn't invest in it. So is the guy? There was a salesman.
I told you he was sold.
He went to every fast food chain and he said,
Look,
We're
do you
not
want,
gonna buy this.
Do you
in
want to
this-
have happen here what happened in Chipotle?
Of course.
Do you want that?
Of course. Now media outlets are calling him the blowtorch burglar.
"Oh, is that what happened? Actually, was that it happened at Chipotle?
Chipotle,
first,
yeah.
and that inspired and motivated
Yes.
Arby's to get
Now
the
they're
show.
like-
Get in there to all the fast food
We're not
places.
going
Start
down. We're not going out like that. Is what they kept saying.
There's a lot of opinion in this next paragraph. Of course. First of all, that already you have attitude.
Of course.
Of course. Now
Well,
media
Let
outlets.
us make up our own minds
Yeah.
here.
Don't say of
All right.
course.
Of course, now media outlets are calling him the blowtorch burglar, which is an absolutely undeserved nickname because it sounds cool and this guy isn't.
Wait, what
is going on
This is-
article?
This is a journalist,
But they
Brent.
wrote,
This is an email that someone sent to their brother.
then they wrote,
Right.
sorry, but this dumb skull deserves no glory for sucking at robbing an Arby's.
Well, who is this? A seventh grader?
Yes.
This guy got picked on by this guy in high school.
Maybe this is a college paper.
Yeah. It feels more.
No, maybe. No,
Maybe it's
seriously.
an end of the year family
Weren't you a
newsletter.
substitute teacher?
Yes.
For what age?
All of them.
But into high school?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this feels like from one of your students.
I
Yeah,
can't-
sure. Yeah.
Did you
This is their
ever,
creative writing
when you
project.
taught, did you ever take your coat off? Or did you leave your coat on at all times?
Yeah, I probably kept it on most of the time.
Every time I've seen you, I've seen you
Even in
perform
hot
It's usually
weather.
cold.
No,
it's usually
we've
cold.
It is
seen
cold.
you in
It is
warm-
cold.
No,
it was in the 40s today. You got all the
Summertime,
defense.
Summertime, you're in a zip-up sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Car
well,
coat.
I bring. Yeah. Usually indoors it's cold too during the summer because I don't have this jacket on during.
No,
the,
no.
And you're
during the
you're
summer.
not like a heavy dude, so probably cold
I get cold.
affects you.
I get cold easily.
I
yeah.
believe
And
it.
for
But
everybody,
especially the air conditioning's blasting during the summer, so it makes me cold.
and for everybody in the Midwest and Northeast who's yelling at us right now,
40 is like shorts weather
sorry,
in Chicago.
move here then.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Don't be mad.
Um,
Don't
I
be
grew up
mad,
here,
be
too.
mobile.
Be
not
proactive.
only did he not have a mask, but he didn't even think to bring a damn blowtorch even after the Chipotle job.
What?
So he's saying, like, you needed it for Chipotle. Why didn't you bring it with you to Arby's?
He's
Dummy.
literally saying, what are you doing, idiot?
Huh.
This is now we are resigned. This
We're
person,
off of the article.
This
Now
author
this is just
is
all about
resigned.
this
No,
person.
at the end he's totally resigned. Anyway, do you know this guy? Do you know anyone dumb enough to spend 4 hours laboring away inside an Arby's for a negligible amount of cash and not even leave with a classic beef and cheddar? End of article.
Okay, well, look. Clearly, here's the thing. I'm going to defend the writer to some degree here.
No,
Do it.
right?
Do it
No
to
way.
every degree.
But here's why: is because they're not. This is purposely meant to be humorous. They think
I
the
hope
story
so.
is funny, and they're putting a.
And they do not like this guy.
They want to put a humorous slant,
Maybe.
angle to the article.
It
right?
worked.
It worked.
And,
We laughed. We laughed.
You
It
know,
worked.
yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's meant to seem like a professional journalistic.
It's either either you're right, okay? I definitely buy that as like a plausible
It's
explanation for the
possible.
other. Or this guy is, this man or woman who wrote this article is just mad. They're just mad at this person. They're like, if you're going to rob an Arby's, and I understand
And
that
you've already robbed one place with a
and they're like,
blowtorch.
I understand the desire to want to rob the Castleberry Arby's.
Sure.
If you are going to rob an Arby's,
Don't be a dummy.
at least do it right.
Bring your blowtorch.
Do me
Wear
right.
a mask.
Right.
Steal a beef and cheddar. That's story number one.
Now,
All right.
but as far as the man himself,
Mhm.
the thief,
Yeah, the thief.
The blowtorch
You mean the
burglar?
dolt?
the blowtorch burglar,
The blowtorch burglar.
I'm trying to yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to say I guess the we have to figure out where he's coming from, right?
I want you to figure. You
need to
can if
figure
you
out,
Figure it out, and then we're going to go to break. Give
Yeah.
us your best assessment.
he wanted look, part of it I think maybe is that he's also just having fun, maybe. And so, I think that's why
Guys, I'm
it
just
also
goofing out
that
here.
also
Hey,
like had
guys.
something to do with the length of it, is that
Yeah.
he's it's like
Maybe he has insomnia.
yeah, or
You got to
he's
do something.
he's got to do something. And did anybody get hurt?
no.
No.
See?
There you go.
No harm, no foul.
There
You
it
know,
is.
and it's not like he's stealing from personal people.
No, he's stealing from a roast beefs.
Okay, so there's something. We can maybe feel
we-
a little bit more compassion for this man.
Every once in a while, corporate America needs to be stolen from.
right.
I agree with you.
Look,
Brent
it's a
Weinbach.
victimless crime unless you get stolen from.
Or unless you love Arby's.
and nobody got hurt. He's having fun.
You should be a lawyer, Brent.
The guy.
A defense lawyer.
Anyway, I get it.
All right, he gets
All right,
it.
there goes. Story
All right,
number
story
one.
number
Down
one.
in the
I
books.
love
So let's take a break. When we come back, more Brent Weinbach on Dumb People Town. Stay with us.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
It's a trying time that challenges all of our basic assumptions. However, one thing that brings us all together is our common humanity. Now more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges. And Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format. Plus, tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Teams of all shapes and sizes and companies like Google, Fender, and even Costco all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. No matter what device you're using, computer, tablet, or phone, Trello syncs across all of them, so you can stay up to date on all the things your team cares about. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
All right, guys, welcome back to DPT. We got Brent Weinbach here, and
People can follow you at Brent Weinbach
Sure, Brent
And-
Weinbach.
and on Instagram.
It's Brent Weinbach Comedy.
Brent Weinbach Comedy.
I don't have anything on there. It's just in case people do look for me there, they
You're
can
there.
find links to other things
Great.
there.
Awesome.
That's
Perfect.
really that's it. That's only.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right, let's. We should say some drip names, shall we? And by the way, it is switching to Patreon as our lovely studio producer, who is. Can I give a shout out to Noah Eberhard?
No,
by the way?
unbelievable.
No,
dude.
do not do it.
Holding it down.
he's an Eagles fan.
We're gonna not keep the Philly thing against him. But he is holding it down and always does such a good job in getting us ready. And
He's looking for the most seamless way for us to transition from Drip onto Patreon, and
and so we're in the process of doing that. I know
Probably
we
will
always said
happen
it.
in the next over the next month. So we'll keep you posted.
Let's
but in the
read some
meanwhile,
names in the meantime of
Thank
people
these
who
people who
contributed.
contributed to the show
Kivosa Harris.
Ooh.
Is that
And
right?
They wrote
Keith?
it with like some symbols.
with a check mark and a degree sign.
Yeah,
It should be
Kivosa Harris.
key check
Could be a
mark
man or a
degree-
woman. I don't know.
Key checkmark degree Harris.
I always like people that can go by the nickname Key.
Key.
Like Keyshawn.
What's up, Key?
Yeah.
What's up, Key?
Keyshawn Johnson.
Next name.
Chase Gallagher.
Chase Gallagher.
You're either a high school bully or you are a magician.
Oh, you know what I was going to say? Like a small time daredevil.
Or Ford dealership.
Come
on down to Chase
Gallagher Ford.
Yeah, Gallagher
We're
Ford.
dealing.
Yeah.
How about Jake Magnuson?
Magnuson.
Sends so many stories in.
I
The Magnus
know.
for Magnus. We
I
always make
know.
that joke. The
I
Magnus
know.
for Magnuson was the
Thank
world's
you,
strongest
Jake.
man. Alan Purcell.
Alan Purcell.
Sounds
Hopefully
like a 1970s.
Hopefully no relation to the lead story in this season's True Detective.
No.
I think it's the Purcell house where
It is the
everything-
Purcell house, the Purcell disappearance. This next one, Michael Podolsky.
Podolsky.
We had
Michael Podolsky.
We had a guy in St. Louis, a friend who we grew up with named Jeff Podolsky, and we went to his bar mitzvah, and the whole family
Sang a
poem
song.
to him that they wrote this song, and it was Jeff Podolsky, Jeff Podolsky,
That's
Jeff
they sampled. That's not original.
That's real.
Michael Podolsky, Michael Podolsky, Michael Podolsky.
Michael Podolsky sounds like a D2 quarterback.
How about Joseph Harnish?
Harnish is something you tell someone in a like really fancy restaurant, like don't take that plate out unless it has a harnish on it.
Listen, we're
true.
gonna
You gotta
shave.
harnish
We're
it.
gonna shave the radish into a harnish.
They've harnished my wages.
How about Aaron Hayes?
Aaron Hayes.
I wonder if this is our friend Aaron Hayes, the actress. Probably not, but Aaron
It could
Hayes,
be.
thank you so much.
Yeah,
Nick-
I mean, it's a pillar of the community.
I
Aaron
love it.
Hayes.
That's a big giver.
Nick Colucci.
Sends a ton of stuff in. Nick, I see you out
Nick
there.
Colucci. How
I
about-
talked to Colucci.
I talked to Colucci. I understand Colucci. Post Sick Boy.
Post-sick boy.
Post Sick Boy. Tekura McCullough.
I know.
Dude, that's
Takura. It makes me think of that. Do you remember the Kids in the Hall sketch about Skura, the friendly shark?
No.
Don't hate him, he hates. It's like they say Skura, but if it is, it'd be Takura.
Takura, the friendly.
Takura. Don't hate him, he hates himself. He can't help that he eats people.
Aw.
Oh, you've had. It's called Skura.
And by the way,
So-
it could be McCullough Takura.
I know.
Would be the,
So do you know there's a song from Kids in the Hall that's like so politically incorrect now that you can't. You say running,
yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
So that's what I think the theme, and I've sung this now to my kids unknowingly. I think it's the theme song to the show Spirit, which is an animated show about a horse.
Oh, really?
And they turn on Spirit, and I'm like, riding Spirit,
Riding free,
he's
he's the spirit,
she's
he
riding
loves
Spirit.
Okay,
I love you, Takura McCullough.
How about Cody Moga?
Cody Moga. What a great name.
Make Omerica great again.
No.
Cody
no,
Moga.
No.
Cody Moga, you're making this great again.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Thank you, Cody Moga. How about Teresa Giussino?
Papow.
Teresa Giussino.
Giussino. All right, this
Jennifer
one.
Shanley.
Jennifer Shanley.
City
all the
council
way.
member.
City council member. Thank you, girl.
I like that Jay put some emphasis on Lee and separated the two. Jennifer Shan
Lee.
Lee. We're not Shanling around here.
Let's try it all.
Jennifer
Jennifer Shanley.
I believe-
Jennifer Shanley.
Nailed it. Marianne, Marianne,
Well, who
I
sings
really want to tell you, Marianne,
What are you guys from that
Marianne.
thing
Marshall
you do?
Crenshaw. Thinking of you, Marianne, Marianne, I really want to tell you, Marianne, Marianne, Marianne. Okay, Ben Soriano.
Ben
Soriano. Dude, thank you
Wasn't
so
there a
much.
baseball
man.
player, Soriano?
Rafael Soriano.
Yes, for the Cubs, right?
Cubs. Cubbies.
Cubs. Left fielder. Did a little weird ass hop every
Yep.
time he caught a catch for no reason.
Rachel Kaiserman.
Kaiserman.
Rachel Kaiserman.
Really huge
Permanente.
special thanks to Ben Soriano, to Jennifer Shanley, to Cody
Jennifer
Moga,
Shanley.
Cody
and
Moga.
Aaron Hayes. You guys are contributing on such a high level. Everyone else, we appreciate it. This is a great way to support this podcast and get extra stuff for you.
And we just want to tell you how much we appreciate you guys. And let's get back to the show.
Let's do it.
All right, Daniel, let's get into another
Here we go.
story.
Sent in by Adam V. At, ready for this handle? Just for DPT.
That's his
Wow.
handle.
That's his handle.
I like this
Wow.
guy.
Yeah, and the 4 is
Wow.
the number, not
Thanks,
the word.
brother.
So
Wow.
just
Thank
for DPT.
I'll take that as
Thanks,
a huge
Adam.
Hey.
In the ever difficult decision of whether to spend an evening playing the legal version of bumper cars at a local arcade, I mean, how
This
many
is
times
a
have you
run-on
faced with
sentence.
This
that?
is
of
the
epic.
longest. I'm lost.
I'll start it over.
Yeah, start over. Yeah.
In
In
the
an
ever
ever-
difficult decision of whether to spend an evening playing the legal version of bumper cars at a local arcade,
Wait, what's the illegal version?
It's just ramming a car on the street.
Okay,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
or heading to a dealership for the illegal one with real cars? Local law enforcement said 4 kids in Houston went with the latter this weekend. That was all
Okay,
one sentence.
Got
One
it.
sentence.
Okay,
That
wow.
was all one
Could have
sentence.
easily just said 4 kids in Houston rammed up a bunch of cars.
And on a dealership.
But then you don't hit that word count.
I know.
You do not hit that
This-
word.
this is
Hey,
where
you
it
know,
makes me-
he's okay. See, yeah, wow.
This makes me think there's a word count involved.
It cost a bit more than some gaming tokens to do it.
Oh,
You could
shut up.
hear that in
you
news.
hear the sing-songy.
I mean,
4 underage boys broke into a Houston area CarMax lot on Sunday. And
4
were-
underage boys. Stand by me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stand
there
by
we
me
go.
too.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Stand by me too.
This
You
is
ever-
called
you
Drive
was-
By Me.
You
I never
was-
had drive by me.
I never had criminal-based friends like I did later on in life. Jesus, does
you
anyone?
want to see it? You want to see a dead Taurus?
They were caught on surveillance cameras, according to a Facebook page for a constable in Harris County, Texas, which includes Houston and some surrounding cities.
Constable.
The page.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
This guy just threw this up on his own.
Why is there
personal-
constable? Wait, I'm sorry. Can you say the constable part again?
Four
Constable
underage
has a
boys-
Facebook page.
Four underage boys broke into a Houston area CarMax lot on Sunday and were caught on surveillance cameras, according to a Facebook page for a constable in Harris County, Texas,
A
which
constable?
includes Houston and some
Hey,
surrounding
what do
cities.
you do
Another
in
horrible sentence.
Houston? What's your job again?
I'm a constable.
What does that mean?
It just seems like a thing that from old, in English, like for a
Right.
turn of the century
know.
England or something.
walking the beat with just a stick.
What's the Mary Poppins? There's a character named the constable.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, it's Mary Poppins.
The guy who played the constable in the original Mary Poppins was a guy named Arthur Treacher, who later opened up a bunch of seafood restaurants here in America
really?
under that name,
Arthur
Arthur Treacher's
Really?
Seafood Place.
Oh, wow.
Are you for real?
How do you know this?
Because there was one in St. Louis, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
It was they used
I'm a Long
his
John
name.
Silver's man.
They,
This was
he
to compete with
He was
Long
like
John
the Brita. He played butlers and he played the constable in.
By the way, you know my dad is from St. Louis, right?
No,
I
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
that.
You didn't know that? Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
did.
Randy knew it. Jason
Okay,
didn't.
No, I guess we're not friends.
Anyway, yeah, just
It's weird.
Well, you have a different relationship with all twins.
right. He's got different relationship with me.
Here's the deal, guys. This is not like an official page of the constable of Harris County.
This is
just the
his
guy.
Facebook page.
Who is also
Right.
a constable.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
he's
page
commenting
belongs
on
to
shit.
Constable Mark Herman, and his post said 4 suspects were arrested after breaking into the dealership, stealing some keys, and crashing vehicles into other vehicles on the lot. How bored are you? Play Fortnite.
Yeah.
Please play Fortnite.
In all, the post on Herman's Facebook page said the suspect managed to crash into more than 20 vehicles. How much damage do you think they did?
This is real life
money.
Grand Theft Auto.
dollars.
This is
In
real
dollars.
life Grand Theft Auto.
Coming to you with an overview to find out how much damage did they do.
One night, 20 cars paying bumper
20
stars.
cars. I can do this.
You can do this? All right. You want to go first?
Well, I'm going to say it was, I'm going to say, so I'm almost there. I think $500,000.
Okay, 500,000. Rand,
$500,000.
Jay,
I think it was like $80,000.
80,000
Yeah.
from Randy. Jay,
$140,000.
okay.
Because I just had my car.
Well, here's-
My car just got. I was
Sure.
in an accident, and it was pretty bad on the highway.
Glad you're okay.
Well, I found
didn't
fine.
tell me
7,000 a
that.
car. I say
Actually,
7,000 a car.
I'm going to
20
go
cars.
down to 300. Here's where I kind of thought of it. I thought maybe the cars got all totaled,
Yeah,
And
maybe.
and then I was thinking, okay, those cars maybe they're worth $25,000 each or something, and so I just multiplied that by 20, and
That's
so
smart.
that's 500,000. But then I'm thinking maybe they didn't all get totaled, and maybe
a
it's
couple
maybe-
get it.
So
a couple
300,000 yours,
300,000, I'm going back
140
down.
for me, and
You
Randy
know what?
says 80.
I say 80. I still say 80
Okay.
because I think I don't know. I think you probably had like $4,000 worth of damage average per car.
The suspects managed to crash into more than 20 vehicles and cause about. Get your answers in now, townies. Did you get
Oh,
it?
they did more than 20 actually. So
little
maybe
more
I
than-
go back up to 400
Okay,
a little bit.
fine. You can do it. Settle on 400.
And caused about $800,000 in damage.
You were right first.
500 was the
You
one.
were
Wow,
right. I love your
jeez.
thinking in the first
Well,
way.
I'm okay.
Photos from Herman's post showed Dodge Challenger Scat Pack with a front end ripped off, a Corvette Z06 with a scraped lines down the side and a busted rear
leaving
mirror,
all- oh.
a Ford
on the
Mustang
lot,
that
Rand.
looks like it came from a car meet, a Porsche Boxster with a nasty hit to the front end, and plenty of
Oh,
other
Porsche?
cars
Porsche
that
Boxster.
look like they all got in a fight with each other. That's this guy's watching.
That's just
the
good
movie
journalism,
Cars.
Dan. That's just
They
good
look
journalism.
like they
With
all got to
some
do a
faring
fight
better
with
than
each other.
others. I think I've read the fourth sentence of this guy writes paragraphs in
Yep.
sentences.
He
or
gets
woman.
penalized. He gets penalized if he puts a period in.
When deputies
His words are
arrived.
monetized.
Herman's post
His
said
his articles are like hockey games, 3 periods.
the suspects took off on foot, but were later caught and arrested. The life-size game of bumper cars, which is bumper cars,
Right.
landed them in the Harris County Juvenile Detention Center on felony charges of criminal mischief in the first degree. Because the suspects were underage, their names weren't released.
Oh,
The whole,
On some level.
But
I don't-
but the constable on Facebook though, he posted their picture.
Watch his wrath.
yeah. He has their social security.
He's got
numbers.
everything.
He's giving them out.
He's doing things that the police department is like, please don't do that.
Yep.
It's my Facebook page.
I am.
Why don't I'm allowed to do whatever I
You let
want.
me know when you're the constable. I'm Mark Herman, and I make my call.
I'm the constable of Facebook. Well, are you drunk, Mark?
He's the constable of Facebook.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, I'm drunk. I'm allowed to do whatever I want on Facebook.
I think it would be, and I don't condone this in any way, shape, or form, but while they're just plowing into cars and no one else is in the cars, you're not endangering people's lives.
Except your own life as you're slamming into these cars.
Fine. But if you're wearing a seatbelt, it had to have been fun. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
how
crashing.
many times have you been in traffic and
yeah.
been like, I wish I could just run
Ram
right
through
this
this-
person who does not understand how a four-way stop
drive,
works.
dummy. So I mean, the idea of like
My kids yell from the back seat, "Go!"
I mean,
And like
I wonder where
sometimes
they got that.
they
Go!
do.
Go! I'm like, there's someone in front
Oh,
of
they're
us.
yelling at you?
Yes, to
Oh.
me to go up. I'm like,
That's
you want me to
great.
run up over their car? I don't
but it
have a
would be
monster
fun to
truck.
smash around.
It
Wouldn't
would be.
a
It
little
would be
bit-
cool to do real bumper cars.
real
Yeah,
bumper cars.
for
But-
once.
Some of those cars could have exploded, right?
Oh, yeah, you could
800,000.
get- Or just
800,000.
even like a
Dan, that
airbag
is
to the face. break your nose.
$750,000.
if we gave $1,000,
Who pays for it?
That's the
Insurance.
question. Insurance
And
for the
then
lot.
I'm sure they'll sue these kids, but for
They
what?
should for everything.
The whole thing doesn't make much sense on the surface since breaking into a dealership and getting arrested is a lot of trouble to go to when there's no gain in it other than a few minutes of fun.
That's
I'd
it.
say that's the game.
That's the game.
But people have different views on life. We have a lot of interesting
Wow.
topics in
Why
today's-
is that to me is a chance that the journalist took right there.
But people have different values on life.
It is
and
edgy.
Some find value in money or fame, while others just want to crash nearly $1 million of cars into each other in a parking lot.
Is that a Bob Seger song?
I don't know.
Is
It's
he
kind of
quoted?
like a take on the Joker's "Some men just want to see the world burn" thing.
But you know, it's interesting that this writer he's not being stumped. You know what I mean? He is.
No, he
kind
knows what's up.
He's
Oh, yeah.
actually trying to find the angle here,
That's
or the
right.
different,
It's
the
like, let me
perspective.
understand.
Like, I don't have all the answers. It's
few
not-
minutes of fun. Few minutes of fun.
That is story number 2.
And in the case of the
I
first
love
guy, few hours of fun.
Few
That's
hours.
right.
Few
Several
hours of fun.
Right.
Yeah, literally.
And a blowtorch.
So here's my question, and ponder this, and we'll come back with Brent Weinbach's answer after the break. Who do you think had more fun? The guy with the blowtorch there?
easy.
Think about that through the break. We'll be back with more Dumb People Town right after this.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey there, Adam Conover here. Humans Who Make Games is my podcast where I sit down with the people who created some of your favorite video games and have the kind of long-form personal conversation we so rarely get to hear. We talk about how they got into the industry, what their favorite games were growing up, and what it's like working in the trenches of this century's greatest new art form. This season, we've got a whole batch of new interviews for you. I talked to Kim Swift from Portal, Alex Preston from Hyperlight Drifter, Anna McGill from Control, and Alex Beecham from the game Outer Wilds. Whether you love video games or you just love learning more about other artists' creative process, I can guarantee you're going to love this podcast. So, you can get Season 2 of Humans Who Make Games wherever you get your podcasts. Take a listen.
Hey guys, welcome back to DPT. Final segment.
And we can all agree that kids had more fun.
Do you think the kids had more fun, or the guy?
I have to, unfortunately, I would like to take the less trodden answer, but it's going to, the kids had more fun
Kids had more
because,
fun.
well, but mainly because they were with each other, they were friends.
Cheering 'em on.
And it's also, nothing is more
Fun
fun than
than-
friends,
that's
you know,
right.
than hanging out with friends. So,
In my mind, just like a woman named Carla and a guy named Jeff had a conversation the day before of like, do you think we should put our high-end vehicles in the showroom? No.
just leave 'em
them
out. What
We
is
want
gonna
people
happen to
drive
it? What's
by
the
and see-
worst that could happen,
See
Barbara?
what
Barbara's so
CarMax
worried.
has. See what CarMax has to offer.
Barbara is so worried about this. Dave, will you please tell her that it's
Well,
okay?
If you hate it so much, go work for Carfax. If
That's
you hate
not
it.
a lot. That they don't
Show
sell
me the
cars.
Carfax.
They don't sell
Can
cars.
someone please explain to me, show me the Carfax? Is that show me the money? Is that what that is
Yes,
from? And it's a
yes.
fox saying, show
Show
me the
Carfax, which is not
Something
Fox.
that, by the way, when was the last time you faxed something?
But it worked. You guys associated it with everything they
Right.
wanted you to.
I don't know. I'm asking
You're doing
you.
it.
it's
I'm
kind of
asking
crazy
you.
how fax doesn't happen
guy,
anymore.
the guy in the
No, it
My
doesn't.
Pillow, the guy who created the My Pillow thing. holds on to that pillow so hard.
Like he's clenching.
Like he's
Like
choking a
someone
spouse.
from the commercial who's filming the commercial is like, hey man, let me just hang on to that for a second so we can get a little more makeup on you. He's like, I got it.
I got it.
All right.
Jay, that's
my
his
pillow.
pillow.
That's my pillow
That's
for
his
my
pillow.
bed, and I got it.
Are you ready for a third
Let's
story?
do a third
Let's
story.
Let's do it.
Really quick, you guys have people tell some people where you're going to be.
We're going to be on March 22nd, 21st.
Well, first things first. This thing drops this Tuesday
It does,
coming up.
yes.
So
Oh,
let me just say
Jesus
this. On
Christ.
Thursday night, we have a show at the UCB Theater on Franklin, and I'm so excited about this show. And I hope we can do it again. We're kind of testing out an idea for a stand-up show.
The 28th of February.
Here's the concept of the show, and we'll have you on the next one if we're lucky enough to do this one. All right.
So we have our friends and people who are going to be on the show: Ian Abramson, Al Madrigal, who else?
So Shears have made it.
Yeah, great people. Alex Edelman, good folks are going to be on this show. They go up and do. Our friends go up and do their set.
John Ray.
Our friends go up and do their set. Then we come on stage with them afterwards, and we offer tags for their jokes.
Oh, tag it up.
Tag it up. Tag it.
Is it called Tag Team?
Tag it. Oh,
Tag team is
even
better. We called Sklar Brothers Tag It, but tag
We
team
could
that works
say
too.
that we're the tag team.
tag
and then-
team comics.
Oh, I love that. So it's Tag It Up. So we're tagging it, and that's on the 28th February UCB. That's at 9:30. I hope people will come out to that show.
And then on Monday, March 4th, we're going to be live at Largo with
doing
Dumb
this
People
show
Town.
with
so much fun.
Karen Kilgariff, John Hamm, and
Langhorne Slim.
Langhorne Slim will be playing music. So we're very excited about that. And then superscholars.com for all of our dates that we have.
What about you, buddy? Brent?
Well, I don't have any live dates coming up to mention right now, but I got a lot of videos on YouTube.
Great.
YouTube.com/Brent Weinbach. And,
Great.
Subscribe. Get into that.
Yeah, and there's I don't know. There's a lot of stuff on the internet you can check out. My stand-up special.
I love the stand-up special on Amazon, and I will
appealing to
say
the mainstream.
people should go subscribe to his YouTube page because as far as
Interesting.
a creative, original voice in comedy, which is very hard to come by, and be insanely funny to boot. So it's not just original; it's also ridiculously funny. That is Brent Weinbach.
Well, thank you.
Please,
Thank you very
please,
much,
please
Jason.
go.
Yeah, thank you.
I agree. I believe that so wholeheartedly.
Jason, yeah.
Please subscribe to that site to that
yeah.
YouTube
And there's
page.
actually, you know what? Check out this short film I made a few years ago called "I Don't Dance." It's on Vimeo exclusive.
Great.
Awesome.
I'm in.
Awesome.
And
Dan.
guys, Together Tour in March. You can come see me in Atlanta, Columbia, South Carolina, Greenville, Orlando, Florida, Jacksonville, and Tulsa, Oklahoma, and even New Orleans. So go to danielvankirk.com to see where I'm going to be in March.
Get
And
into the
everything
last story, shall we?
else. Ready? Sent in by Jacob Punzel at the Jacob Punzel.
Let your hair
P-U-N-Z-E-L.
down, buddy.
There you
Punzel.
are. Waukesha, which is outside of Milwaukee.
Wow.
It's also,
Nice.
it's also
I've heard of it.
it's also where those girls were afraid of the Slender Man and that whole stuff.
Oh my
Waukesha, so we're in Wisconsin. A Waukesha homeowner called police early Tuesday, January 1st. We are
January
starting
1st.
the year out.
And it's got to be balmy and nice when
After-
you're talking about Wisconsin
Yeah.
on January 1st.
She called the police after she found a stranger in her house sleeping on her dog's bed in the living room.
Okay.
So was this a tiny man?
I totally already get where this happened here, but go on.
yeah.
According to Waukesha Police Department, the young man may have entered through an unlocked side door at the home.
Doggy
Lock
door?
The doggy
your
door.
doors.
The doggy
He's
door.
saying he came through the doggy door. If he's fitting in the bed, he can go through a doggy door.
That's true. And
You know how I was
that's true.
saying people were evolving from their animal
Yeah, yeah.
instincts? This one is
Devolving.
not. You're
Reverse.
right. So you're right. He is kind of becoming more animal, going through doggy doors, sleeping in the
so
doggy
you know
bed.
what you got to do when you see a guy? If you see a guy laying on your dog
I know
bed,
exactly what you're going to say.
you shake a can of quarters in his
That's
face
right.
and you go, no, bad,
Right.
bad.
Is that a technique? Is that like a
Shaking
Caesar
quarters in a kid's in a
Yeah,
dog's
dog
face? Yeah.
whisperer? The report indicates
You know,
the man
Caesar,
was
what was his name? Caesar.
Milan?
Yeah.
Romero.
That, he couldn't, he got divorced or something.
There was like a whole thing. There was an issue with him, which is
And
He couldn't keep his bitch in line.
all right. Stop it.
he was the bitch, maybe.
That's right.
He was a bitch.
She couldn't keep
the
it.
report-
Keep himself in line.
The report indicates the man was, quote, heavily intoxicated
Oh,
after celebrating New
course.
Year's Eve.
Wait, that
Why does it
doesn't
say
seem-
from Wisconsin?
Dan, that doesn't.
The guy's from Wisconsin, so he's heavily intoxicated after celebrating New Year's Eve.
He accidentally entered the wrong residence.
Wait, Dan.
What?
Drunk on
She
New Year's?
found him on the second.
No, on the
The first.
Oh, okay.
Either way, on the second, he could have spent all day watching
Still
college
drinking.
football and
Yeah.
getting hammered.
The second is really
The
drunk.
report indicates the
Yeah.
man was heavily intoxicated after celebrating New Year's Eve.
How old was the young man?
It doesn't say.
Okay.
At least it hasn't yet. He accidentally entered the wrong residence and fell asleep with the owner's 150-pound mastiff, Benton, on the dog bed. He's just not on the bed by himself.
He's
on the bed
with
with
a
an
dog.
enormous
He
dog.
He's
curled up.
very drunk.
By the way, and you get a mastiff to
Hey.
make sure that
Hey,
strange.
buddy.
Hey.
I have a dog.
Yeah. How did the dog not be?
The dog was like, "Get on in here."
Yeah, the
Get in
dog
here.
was cool with it.
The dog was like, "It's cold. Get in here."
Guys like, hey, let me
Thank
get
God we decided to get a big dog to as a watchdog.
Maybe the dog was drunk also. You know?
Oh,
from
you're
New Year's.
drunk, dog. Scoot over. Do you think he just walked in? He thought it was his house, and he was like, "Sweet, my New Year's resolution to
Was
get
to
a
get-
dog.
yeah,
It's
he did
already
it.
true, world."
Or maybe he was his significant other that he couldn't tell the difference or something.
Either way, it's a good
Like my
cuddler.
girlfriend.
Like he
Friends right
also is the type of guy that could like just have guessed that his name was Benson,
Yeah,
but it's
Benton.
really Benton.
Yeah,
He's like, come
exactly.
here, Benson.
I love you, Benson.
You're my favorite, Benson.
You got a collar already and a bed.
Benson, you're the best.
The man apparently thought that the person's home was his own. He
Oh.
lives just a few doors down.
Sure.
Quote, said he lived up to the street. I don't know how he even got in the house, said
You left the
Sarver.
door
You
open,
left the door open.
dummy.
I know. Also, they start referring to Sarver, which means I either skipped a part of this article or all of a sudden we just have someone show up who has a name.
Sarver.
Sarver told Fox 6 News her dog is a Boerboel, Boerboel, which is a type of mastiff.
Boerboel.
A
All right.
Boerboel?
Just
I
say
don't-
mastiff.
Boerboels are intimidating.
I love that you're
Just say dog.
I love that she pays such a close attention to detail of the classification of the type of mastiff it is,
And
but she can't lock
her
the
fucking
side door.
I know.
Just say big dog.
Boerboel big dogs are intimidating, but discerning guardians of home and family who learned their trade while protecting remote South African homesteads from ferocious predators. I love that they're like, the dog's discerning. He knew right away.
He seemed
He or she
harmless.
knew that this
guy was
guy,
not trouble.
He
He just
cased
needed a
him.
nap.
He just needed a place to lay.
he just needed some water and a nap.
He wasn't aggressive.
Oh, so the dog? They're saying the
dog
dog
could
could
tell
tell that
who
he
is
was
a-
not
A threat.
A threat, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Which might
really
be
interesting.
true.
She's trying to take the because all of us want to basically blame this dog, and she's like, "Wait a second.
It's a reverse.
Yeah.
It's the dog is evolving, transcending, becoming more human. You know,
Right.
by being able to discern.
I just imagine this Wisconsin drunk dude opening the door. The dog like runs up. He's like, "Hey, where are we going?" "Oh, we're going to bed."
Dude,
Like, just-
but okay. If you're like really drunk on New Year's and you walked into a house that you think is yours
Sure.
and you just see this awesome dog
Right.
in a giant dog bed, wouldn't that be the first place you lay down?
I mean,
and then
why
before-
not?
I mean, that sounds amazing.
We'll get out of here on this. No complaint was wished upon the man, and he was returned to his own residence.
So
Really?
no one even
Yeah,
got
the lady
arrested.
was like, "It's fine."
all of these stories, no one gets hurt.
right.
I like those.
That's the point of this show.
That's
We don't-
all right.
We're not.
Unless
we
it's
don't
really
want-
funny.
How
that's where I
crazy would
try
it be
to
if he got the best night's sleep of his life in that dog bed,
And
and
so
he
now
now
he
has to sleep in a dog? He like
Yeah.
has to
go.
bite.
If you ever need a dog sitter,
So Dan, there's a crazy story in our lives when we New Year's Eve in
New York City, we were living in New York.
we were watching our across the hall neighbors in the apartment building's
Sure.
dog Cracker,
uh-huh.
which
Okay.
a little bit racist. It was a little Chihuahua, tiny little dog,
White Chihuahua.
And New Year's happened. It was the time where like people would hook up and go sleep
course.
at women's houses,
Or-
and so we'd all come back
And- yeah.
home together. I think I slept out, or you were out, or
I
someone
think
else.
all three of us,
the people who lived in that apartment
all slept out. Like we were all out.
hooked up, slept out,
And
were out,
then
whatever.
friends of ours who came into the city all stayed in our place. We came back in the morning on New Year's Eve.
You
So-
had friends staying there.
So friends
Yeah,
stayed
stayed
at your
at our
place while
house.
while the
We all
residents
slept
were all
out.
Because we didn't really have enough beds anyway, so we're like, this will probably work out for the better.
Yeah,
You
of
take
course.
the beds.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We come back in and there are
three people. Someone's on the couch. Someone else is on the floor.
someone who we don't know is sleeping in
our bed.
Their friend of a friend.
Friend of a friend.
And then our friend Jared Lipworth is sleeping under the coffee table with his head
in Cracker's pillow.
that Cracker has peed on.
Pees on that
So
pillow.
basically
a lot.
sleeping on the Cracker pee pillow.
Oh.
Ugh.
We're like,
Did you tell him?
New Year's Eve.
We were
That
like
New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year, bro.
Wow.
New Year's Eve,
okay.
sleep where you can.
So you can really
We can relate to this guy.
the story.
This
yeah.
We just
story
whined
feels
about this
organic.
situation. We understood
This
guy's
story
thing.
feels organic to us.
I think we understood everyone's
We
perspective
did.
on
Kinda
this.
did.
I
That was
think,
our
for the
goal.
most part,
That was
you
our
know?
goal, and we did it.
Right.
Brent Weinbach, thank you for stopping by Dumb People Town.
It's
Oh
great
yeah, thanks for having me.
man.
By the way, there's a really funny video on the internet,
Yeah.
YouTube probably, where there's a woman who's staying on sleeping on a guy's couch or a family's couch, and I forget what the phrase she keeps saying, but I don't think she's
said,
on some other kind of drug.
She said, "Oh hell no."
yeah, hell no,
Hannah.
Yeah, no,
Hannah,
but the family's actually so tolerant in a way, or patient with her. They're saying, you got to leave. This isn't you can't be here. And she's what is she called? I can't remember what she keeps on saying this phrase the whole time. But anyway, it's a funny video.
So she walked into someone's house who wasn't hers.
And she slept on their
She was
couch.
on this couch.
I love it. We're gonna
She kept on thinking that. She kept on saying it's because it's a cop. She says no, it's a cop. What I don't know what that means, but
a
no,
cop.
I'm copping this couch or something like that. I don't know.
copping
I
a
copped
couch.
this.
I
copped this.
I
couch.
copped this
I copped
couch.
the feel.
I copped this house or something like that. I
Look it
forgot.
up, Townie. Send it to us.
But
Cop
it's
this
really
house.
it's a really kind of
Cop this
amusing
house could be
clip,
a
yeah.
great cop. This house could be a great like everybody in the crowd saying at the same time. It's time to cop this house. All right, Dumb
yeah.
People Town. Thank you, Brent Weinbach.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you,
for having
Dan Van Kirken. Oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
It's a good show.